good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. It's very nice to see you, or for you to see me, whichever, however that works, right? All right, it's Monday. It is the day after Mother's Day. It is May 11th, and I am excited to see what card comes up, especially after Mother's Day. As you probably have noticed, I don't really do these on the weekends. If there's enough of an interest, I might start, but as it is right now, it's kind of a Monday through Friday thing that I do, and we'll see what happens after that. So, without further ado, let's see who we have today. The Knight of Pentacles. Another coins card, another card of abundance and fertility and financial gain and the material world and all of those things, also representing earth and the element. The Knight cards were kind of eliminated in the modern day playing card deck. They were merged with the pages. So you've got the page and the Knight, who then became the Jack. I will do more research into why this actually happened. May just have been they wanted less cards to deal with. But the Knight is still representative in the standard tarot deck. So when you look at tarot cards that are basically based off of the Rider-Waite deck, which is kind of what our modern day tarot is based off of, we will always see the Knight. In most cases, there are a couple decks that are interesting when it comes to the Page and the Knight. I've seen a couple that have said this is the Prince and the Princess. Just different angles on it I've seen. So the Knight, though, is slightly above the Page in terms of if you're kind of categorizing the value of the cards or the hierarchy of the cards. The Knight is above the Page. The Knight is also kind of above the Page when it comes to how old the character they represent is. They also do tend to lean a little more into the masculine, but that doesn't necessarily have to be 100% true. They are again a kind of mutable gender sort of card. So the Knight of Pentacles, Knights kind of represent it's after high school, after college, the 20-somethings until about the mid-30-somethings. So you're an adult, but you're still kind of trying to figure out life, if that makes sense. There's still a lot of energy to these cards, too. These people haven't settled into any sort of, this is who they are. They haven't become what they're going to be yet. In most cases, they're still a little mutable. They're very interested in new things. They want to try something different. They're very excitable, and they're a high energy card. So you can kind of be sure that if a Knight comes up, the situation itself is going to be high energy, a lot of passions, a lot of push, a lot of new ideas, a lot of exciting things happening. So whether it represents a youthful person or a youthful idea, it still has that kind of energy that it pushes out to you. It also represents, typically when it's talking about a person or an individual, it will be somebody with a slightly darker complexion. So darker hair, darker skin, darker eyes, maybe somebody who looks a little bit like me, because again, I've got the darker eyes and the darker hair. Usually though, it might be somebody who almost has like that olive tone and darker. Again, it's all very beautiful. It's up to the person who's reading the cards to kind of see that. Again, pentacles or coins, as they are often called, are the sign of Earth. So if this is an Earth sign individual, it's going to be your Taurus. It's going to be people with the zodiac Earth signs. I believe Virgo is also an Earth sign. Forgive me, I don't have a lot of Earth signs in my life. This is a really interesting thing. I have a lot of fire, air, and water signs. Maybe I need more Earth signs in my life to kind of ground me a little. They are a very grounded person. They are a very stubborn person. Going into the zodiac side of things, I'm going to start with describing our Knight here. He does have, to me, a very masculine look. He's got a very strong jawline. He's kind of got this Roman nose, that hooked nose, and he does have the darker hair. He's wearing a helmet. It's a very Viking-like helmet, and it's got the kind of tail on it that is red, and it's got horns. Horns immediately bring me to Taurus. And Taurus is, of course, the bull. And of all the earth signs, I think Taurus kind of really embodies the essence of what is an earth sign. They are very grounded. They're also very stubborn. So you're looking at somebody who will plod along through no matter what the situation is. But they also, once they're on their path, they're not going to divert much. So be aware, if you're in their path, they're more likely to just bowl right over you rather than ask you to politely move out of the way or for them to divert and go the other way. These people are going to just follow the plow lines. And that's the next thing on this card. There are very clear what looks like plow lines in the earth, in the farm in the background. And for those who are maybe not country dwellers, the plow lines are exactly that. You run a straight plow along that line, and then you turn around at the end and you come back the other way, and you make these very neat rows. And that's what you see in the farm in the background. So again, it's the earth. It's the tilling of the earth. It's the plowing of the earth. On the other side, up by his head, you see there's some berries that are growing, and these are, they kind of look like holly berries, but they could be cherries, they could be anything, but they are very, they could be apples. That's a possibility too. They are ripe. They are ready. So again, this is not seeds of something. This is, you're already deep into the idea, and now this is the action phase of that idea. This is the let's put it in motion. Let's get it going. Our knight is indeed wearing armor, which to me, there is nothing really substantial to talk about in the way his armor looks. It's armor. It's heavy armor, so that could be something of note. This isn't lightweight, like thin, only just a little bit of a pauldron on there or anything like that. It's heavy armor. So he looks like somebody who would just plow you over. The knights, again, I look at them kind of as the more, they have the energy, they have that strength. They're very, in a way, they're young masculine energy, little bit frat boy, not a whole lot. They've learned how to like temper who they are. They're still kind of just going with whatever works for them. Way more nature than nurture, way more instinct than intellect. They're still that embodiment. And with him, I see this character a lot of times as somebody who is, he really wants to be the go-getter. And this is financially speaking. So this is somebody who has just dropped himself in the business world and wants to climb that ladder. And in a way, he'll kind of go over anybody to get to that. So again, there's always a positive and a negative aspect to a lot of these cards and the personas that they represent. And one of the biggest personas on the negative of this is somebody who will literally use people as their ladder up the way. They'll stand on anybody's shoulders, back, fingers, whatever. They'll crush you just to continue going. On the other side of this are the people that know that hard work is really what gets you there. And they won't take lightly if you take the credit for their hard work. They won't let that happen. But if you give them credit for their hard work, they are more likely to kind of align themselves with you and trust you. That's what helps them build their trust with others, is getting the credit for hard work. They don't really need you to tell them that they're attractive. They don't need you to tell them that they're smart. They don't need you to tell them that they are the most creative person. What they're looking for is, did I work hard? Did I bust my butt for this? And it's in some ways like, okay, I'm sure there's at least one person watching this who's a Harry Potter fan. And to the Harry Potter fans, This guy is a little more of the, he's kind of a balance between Slytherin and Hufflepuff, because yes, he wants that gain. Yes, he wants to win, and it is about physical material stuff, but he wants to do it through hard work. He doesn't necessarily want to do it just because it's given to him. The hard work is part of the joy, part of the what makes him feel like a person, what makes him feel like a man, if you really want to go with the gender leaning on this. It's the ability to work hard. So you're going to find these people, while yes, they are a lot of times in business, a lot of times in the arts, you're going to find them also in work that is hard work. They build, their construction people, they are metal workers, they are engineers, they are the mechanics, people who want to work with their hands and make that something. So I think we may have talked a little bit about how rods are more like the thinkers and the idea people. These are the guys that the idea people are going to go to say, okay, make it happen. Do this thing for me. So when you see this card come up, it definitely has to do with people who want to work hard and be seen as hard workers. Give them that, and they will give back to you 100-fold. Stand in their way and tell them they can't do something, and that's the best way to get on their bad side. So look at this card as, again, the earth signs. How would you approach an earth sign in a similar situation? And also, how would you approach a situation like this? So the note I'm going to kind of leave you with on this is less about the person and more about the situation. For you as a person, if this comes up, and it's not about people around you, it's about how you're approaching a situation, the situation itself is going to be one where you don't want to budge. For good or for bad, keep going. Stay that course. Be that force of nature. Not quickly. It doesn't have to come quickly. It's not the snap of a fingers kind of thing. It's just keep plodding along. Your answer and your goal and your win at the end is going to be because of hard work, because of applying yourself and applying the skills that you have, and just keep going. So that's kind of the answer for today's, or I should say the message for today's card is keep going. Stay that course, do what you can, and maybe a little bit, don't let somebody push you. Be a little tough. If you're usually somebody who waffles, stand your ground a little more. You'll probably come out on top. So, Knight of Pentacles. Stay the course, be strong, find the strong people in your life, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!